What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios, and it's convention time, baby! I am about to attend my first ever Lego convention. It's called Brick Slopes. It's located in Utah and is the largest Lego convention in the state. I'm pretty nervous, having never done any of this before. This is a completely new and foreign experience to me, having only ever experienced Lego conventions through vlogs from other Lego YouTubers. But I am excited to try it out for myself and get my first Lego convention under my belt. This video is basically just going to journal that whole process from me packing up and dismantling my MOCs to transportation, arriving at the convention center, the convention, and of course, any mishaps or memeable moments that happen. If you're excited to see this convention and how my first experience goes, don't forget to execute Order 66 on that like button. And while you're down there, if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you'll be notified as soon as my next video drops. Get Jabim ready to transport the convention, which means I'm gonna need to take off all the minifigures, crates, accessories, anything that isn't built into the base of the MOC, which the only thing that is the main building. So everything else has got to go. I'm gonna separate and sort everything out into separate bins. That way when I get to the convention and reassemble it all, I won't have to sift through minifigures to get to the plants and vice versa. I was also going to use the big white table that Jabim was built on to transport it, but I decided it would be easier and work better for me to actually transport it on the smaller black table, so I had to untie the tie downs, move it over to the black table, and then retie it down. Now I know I told a lot of you guys I was actually going to be bringing this acclimator to display, but when I brought it out of the shelf and put it on the table to clean it up and fix it up, I remembered how fragile this thing is. There are a couple of pretty sturdy sections underneath where I can pick it up and move it around pretty easily, but that has nothing to do with transporting this long distances, and I didn't really have like a good container or box that I could fit it in, and so I was thinking about maybe partially dismantling it and leaving taking the panels off and then transporting the panels in the frame. But I was just worried about things breaking, this thing being damaged, and not being able to put it back together exactly how it is. And this is honestly one of my favorite pieces in my collection. And I would just be devastated if it were to break permanently, or I wasn't able to get it back to how it looked. So I decided the risk wasn't worth the reward, unfortunately, and it will be staying here and Jabim will be going instead. Which is unfortunate because I feel like this kind of build really represents me and my channel a little bit better than Jabim. All right, check this out. This package just arrived from Amazon. It is a foldable platform truck with a 660-pound capacity. Hopefully Jabim won't crush this under its immense weight. So this is just like a little hand truck to push around. When I was watching vlogs for this last Brick Fair Chicago, I saw people using little carts and stuff to transport their MOCs, and I thought that was a great idea. I hadn't really thought about how I was going to transport my stuff from my car into the convention center. Check out my new whip. I actually probably could ride this if I stood on this side and push myself around on it. So the table that's holding Jabim is going to sit on top of this, and then I'm going to put my smaller MOCs and kind of other boxes and accessories on top of that, and then I'll just be able to push this around, take all the stuff from my car, go into the convention center, go over wherever I need to go, and then when I break it all down and bring it back up to the car, I can use this again. Fortunately, there's a lot of stairs where I live, so I will still have to do a lot of carrying. I just wrapped up streaming. I finished up my Rhino Company MOC. It's barely a MOC, it's really just this black base plate with some tentacles and like little plants on it and stuff. This is supposed to represent the planet of Umbara. It's mainly just here to showcase the Rhino Company 8. And then over here on this side, I got Jabim all taken apart, stripped down, tied down, and ready to go. So these are actually bathrobe ties. One is mine, one is my wife. I know, just absolute peak equipment being used over here at Coconut Brick Studios, but part of the reason I use the bathrobes is they're soft, and so I figured they wouldn't break or eat into the bricks too much, and that's just kind of all I had. So it's tied down to here. I've got a lot of the parts in here, and then the rest in this container that I will be bringing along with me. I'm going to put a blanket over this when I transport it, and then these legs unscrew. So that's pretty much everything. I think I'm all prepared and ready to go, and I will check back in tomorrow for the actual convention. Once I got to the convention, the setup went pretty smoothly. I wheeled Jabim into the convention center, put it up on the table, brought out all the bins, started putting everything back together. The Order 66 mock transported pretty smoothly as well. In fact, the only real casualty I had was my Rhino Company mock, which I didn't even think that would get damaged, but the front leg and some of the panels broke off, which was pretty easy to fix, so it was no big deal. So, update, I got all set up, all my mocks are ready to go. I did register 2 of them too late, my Jabim mock and Order 66 mock, so I had to hand fill out some cards with my terrible handwriting, but everything's good to go. I'm chilling in my car now. I did bring a QR code and some pictures of Utapau and Kato Namoidi that I'm going to display with my mock, so hopefully I can generate some traffic onto my channel. It's 4 p.m. and I'm done. I don't have anything else to do. I don't really want to drive back home just yet because I think they might be doing some stuff a little bit later, so I'm actually not that far away from the Lego store, so I might go there, see if there's anything good. I also got this little like gift bag thing with a bunch of really random stuff in there. Like there's this little zombie minifigure, this random bag of parts. It's got like ingot pieces and plant pieces and other stuff. It's cool stuff in there. Anyways, I also got this peach that I'm gonna eat. Day 1 just wrapped up. We just did the opening ceremonies. Got some little tile. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I did end up going to the Lego store. Got some good pick-a-brick stuff. There were some plant pieces, which anytime there are plant pieces, I try to pick them up, even if I don't know how I'm going to use them, just because I feel like that's kind of rare. There were some cool parts. I should have like pulled out my phone and like recorded it in there. It's funny, I'm still very nervous to film and talk in public, even just like silently just standing there like B-roll, which is funny because, you know, I'm a full-time content creator. I should probably work on that. So that's why there's no footage of the Lego store, and that's why most of the footage from the convention is voiceover stuff, is B-roll with a voiceover. Anyways, I'm gonna head home and we will be back here tomorrow. Okay, quick update. Day 2 is upon me. This is the first public day, so there's public day Friday, public day tomorrow, and then yesterday, Thursday, was kind of like the private day where you come and set up and get your mocks ready. A couple of things I forgot to mention yesterday. I did get to meet a couple of cool people, Josh and Nate. They were both setting up their mocks as well, watch the stuff on the channel. So shout out to you guys. It was good seeing you, and I will be showing their mocks later on in this vlog. Some of you guys may have noticed as well, there was something missing from my mocks that I set up, and that was my Umbara mock. Turns out I left it at home. I was kind of worried that would happen to something, and I just put it over on the table kind of out of the way, and I was doing something to it and then I just forgot about it, which was probably a good thing in hindsight, because there just is not a lot of space, and it just would have taken up more space than I would have liked to. And I feel like the ATT itself is doing so well, like people really like to look at it, that it doesn't really need the black mock, the black base to go with it. So anyways, today I'm going to be finally giving you guys some footage of everybody else's mocks. I'm going to be starting with the Star Wars stuff. There are some incredible things here. You guys are going to like it. All that being said, it's time to get to work. Now, finally, what you guys have probably been waiting this whole video for. Here are the mocks on display at Brick Slopes 2022. Now, I wasn't able to capture everything. There was just so much, but I split it up into 2 days. So the first day is going to be the Star Wars stuff, and the second day is going to be non-Star Wars stuff. That first clip was TJ Brickwright's giant artillery walker. Beautiful Mandalorian mock with the sunset behind the Razor Crest. As well as Nate the Naterator's Book of Boba Fett mock series, where he did a little scene from the different episodes leading up to the finale. And then there was also Josh's mock with his friend. I forgot to get his name, but he did a cool clone base under attack by droid. Day 2 brings us to the non-Lego Star Wars MOCs. There was just everything you could imagine. There were micro airplanes, this cool little Stingray Mantis submarine looking thing, giant tower cranes, castles, train, like everything under the sun. It was so cool to see everything, and I definitely saw some cool techniques that I'm going to be implementing in future MOCs. Unfortunately, I didn't include all the MOCs that I got footage of. That just would have made this vlog like 20-25 minutes long, and I still wanted to, you know, have good pacing with this video and not make it drag on too long. But if you would like to see more, go check out my Instagram, Coconut Brick Studios, to see other stuff that may not have made it into this vlog. Well, the convention's finally over. I'm back in my apartment. The MOCs are back here, a couple of them in a lot more pieces than when they left. As I wrap up this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts and kind of share with you my overall experience with this convention and some cool stuff that I bought there, as well as talking a little bit about if I would go to another convention in the future and when that would be. The breakdown was pretty quick after the convention ended. Public hours ended at 6 p.m. I believe, and I left for a while and then came back at 8, and pretty much everybody's MOCs had been broken down, which really surprised me because on the schedule, the breakdown wasn't even supposed to happen until like later. So that was kind of nice. I was able to really just take my MOC apart and leave. The MOC breakdown process was a lot simpler than taking it, obviously. Like I said, I'm done with Jabim, so I just dumped it in a bucket. I did struggle trying to get Jabim into my car because I wasn't putting it in the trunk and it was sitting in the bucket, so it was poking out over the top. So I kind of just had to like ram it in there. I broke off so many chunks of the MOC. That's right, stay in there. So what did I think about the convention overall, Lego conventions in general? I had no idea what to expect going in. Obviously, I'd never been before. And like, I don't know, I would rate my experience as like a 6 out of 10. To be honest, it wasn't as good as I had hoped or was expecting. There were a lot of things there were some things I didn't like about the convention. I didn't like the placement of the MOCs in the Star Wars section. So every single like area had just a single row of tables in a circle with the builders on the inside and the MOCs being displayed on the outside. Star Wars was one of the only ones that had where the circle was 2 tables thick. So my MOC was actually behind other people's MOC, and this was one of the only places that happened. It wasn't a huge deal because I wasn't super concerned with displaying. I was mostly just there to experience it, but that was a little bit frustrating. One of my favorite things about this convention was getting to meet people. Whether it was the people displaying with me, Nate, shout out to Nate and Josh, or the people that came up to me. It was so cool to meet you guys. Like, it was just crazy, just me being there, minding my own business, filming people coming up to me and be like, dude, I love your channel, I love your work, you're an inspiration. Like, or even just coming to say hi. Like, it blew me away, honestly, that you guys like cared enough about my work to come up and meet me and say hi. And like that meant a lot to me. I should have written all your guys' names down so I could shout each of you out one by one, just so that you know like how meaningful that experience was to me. But regardless, just know you made a difference in my life that day. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this journey. I don't really do vlogs, so I hope this video was watchable. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. Don't forget to let me know what you thought about this whole experience down below in the comments, what your favorite MOCs were. If you have any questions about my experience or anything else, feel free to hit me up down there, and I will catch you guys next time. But until then, happy building.